fundamental, I think. It's about how you kick off any kind of talk.
Yeah, that start, it matters so much.
Exactly. Whether it's, a big conference stage, a team meeting, or honestly, even just telling a story over dinner. That opening moment, it's everything.
It really is.
So our mission today is to sort of cut through the usual advice and find out what really makes an opening hook people in.
And we've got some great material to work with.
We do. We're looking at insights from a YouTube transcript, Connor Neal's How to Start a Speech, and also an article called Mastering Audience Engagement and Narrative Power.
And they offer some maybe surprising takes on just how crucial those first few seconds are. It's all about connection, really.
It's funny how often we, mess it up right at the start, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And these sources, they really highlight that initial moment. It sets the stage for your credibility, for whether people see your topic as relevant to them.
And it can be the difference between leaning in or
mentally checking out, deciding it's, time to think about lunch.
Okay, so let's get into the weeds. What are the things that just immediately signal don't bother listening? The big what not to do's.
Right. Well, a core idea is basically don't disrespect the audience's time or intelligence. Sounds obvious, but
it happens all the time.
It does. And a lot of common openings actually do just that. They signal you're not quite ready, or maybe you assume they haven't bothered to read the program.
Like the classic one mentioned.
Yeah.
Repeating stuff they already know.
Yeah.
Your name, your company, the talk title, when it's printed right there.
Exactly. You stand up and say, "Hi, my name is Jane Doe. I'm from Acme Corp, and today I'll talk about widgets."
And the schedule says, Jane Doe, Acme Corp, talking about widgets.
Precisely. You've basically just told everyone, okay, you've got a minute here to check your phone, plan your weekend. You've given them permission to tune out because you started with redundancy.
It's like saying, I don't value your attention enough to skip the stuff you already know.
It really is.
Okay, what's another one? The sources mention logistical checks.
Oh, yeah. Can everyone hear me? Okay, is this mic on, or how much time do I have?
Right. Seems harmless, maybe even polite.
You might think so, but what impression does it actually create? The audience sees you fumbling, checking the basics. They expect, a leader, an expert, someone who's got it together.
Not someone figuring out the AV setup.
Exactly. As one of the sources kind of bluntly put it, sometimes your kid doing a school presentation on giraffes seems more prepared. It just makes you look unpolished, unprepared.
Okay, so no redundant info, no logistical fumbling. What else sends people running for the mental exits?
Well, there's the generic personal intro. Just listing facts about yourself without any context or relevance.
Like walking into a room and saying,
"Hi, I'm Connor. I'm Irish, 38. I like sailing." The source uses that example. It just hangs there. Why should anyone care about those facts right then and there?
Yeah, there's no why. No hook.
Exactly. It doesn't give people a reason to connect or understand why you are the person talking about this topic right now. It feels, again, a bit like that kid's presentation, basic facts, no story, no purpose yet.
Okay, that paints a clear picture of what to avoid. So let's flip it. How do you grab them instantly? Make them feel this is relevant, intriguing. The sources laid out a few ways, starting with number 3.
Right. The third best way they identified is asking a question. But not just any question.
It has to matter to them, right?
Precisely. It needs to frame a problem or a concern that the audience likely faces. You tap into their world immediately.
So something like, how many of you feel overwhelmed by email every single day?
Yes. Or what if you could finish your projects 20% faster? What would you do with that extra time?
Ah, okay. So it connects directly to their challenges, their potential gains. Their quality of life.
That's the term the sources use, yeah. Quality of life. Anything that solves a pain point for them, makes things easier, better, saves time. It gets them thinking about their own situation right away. They're engaged.
That makes total sense. Okay, moving up the list. What's the second best way to kick things off?
The second best. Sharing a factoid that shocks. Something genuinely surprising.
Something that makes them go, wait, what?
Exactly. An impactful little piece of data that jolts their attention and maybe makes them question an assumption they held.
The examples are pretty wild. More people alive today than have ever died.
Right. Or the one about the sun's energy hitting Earth. Every 2 minutes, it's equivalent to humanity's entire annual energy usage.
That's genuinely mind-bending. But how do you make sure it's not just Like a random cool fact.
Good question. It can't just be shocking for shock's sake. It has to be relevant.
A springboard, kind of.
Exactly. It disrupts their thinking, creates an opening, makes them curious. And the sources point out finding these surprising facts isn't hard now, with Google.
Sure.
The skill is picking one that leads naturally into your topic. From that moment of surprise, you guide them towards what you're going to explore.
Okay, avoid the bad stuff. Ask a great question or hit them with a shocking fact. Got it. But now, the big one. The sources say there's a most effective way, the top principle.
Yes, and this is where it gets really powerful, I think. It's about prioritizing personal connection through authentic storytelling.
Storytelling. We hear that a lot, but what does it mean here, specifically at the start?
Well, humans are just wired for stories. Think about it.
Like the once upon a time effect the source mentioned. My kid instantly quiets down when they hear something like that.
Exactly. We're trained from childhood. A story's coming, pay attention. Now, obviously, in a business meeting, you don't say once upon a time.
Probably not.
But the adult equivalent is telling a personal story, something from your life that explains why this topic is deeply important to you.
So it's about vulnerability almost, showing your personal stake.
Yes, it makes the audience curious. Why does this matter so much to this person? It fosters this sense of shared experience, makes you relatable, human.
So instead of just launching into data about AI, maybe start with
Maybe something like, my real interest in AI didn't start in some fancy lab. It started years ago watching this tiny startup use a really basic chatbot for customer support. It wasn't perfect, but seeing the relief it gave their overloaded team, that stuck with me.
Okay, I see. It grounds the topic in human experience. What if the topic is like software? How do you make that about people?
That's a great point. The sources emphasize effective stories are about people, not about things. So even with software.
It's about the developers, their struggles.
Could be. Or the people who use it. The story is about the people who built it, their vision, their challenges, their sacrifices. Or it's about the impact it has on the people who use it, how it changes their work, their lives. That human angle is what makes it compelling.
So focus on the human element, always. Not the features, but the feelings or the impact.
Precisely. And it comes back again to that quality of life idea. How does this thing, this software, this idea, this product connect to improving someone's life, even in a small way? What does it mean for them? Those are the connections that make stories resonate.
And why is building that personal connection so critical? What's the end game there?
The end game really is trust. It's about building a relationship, even a temporary one, where the audience trusts you, where they actually care about you as a person, just a little bit.
Because if they care about you,
then they'll want to hear what you have to say. It doesn't matter if all the logical reasons and benefits are listed on slide 37. That personal connection makes them receptive. They need to connect with the messenger before they truly buy into the message.
they need to care about you before they care about your data.
You got it. That connection is paramount.
Okay, so looking back at all this, avoiding the pitfalls, asking questions, the shocking facts, the powerful stories, is there one big idea tying it all together?
I think there is. It's something pretty fundamental in communication, maybe even sales. The assumption that people are, at their core, motivated by self-interest, meaning your message, your story, your facts, they always need to loop back somehow to the audience's world. How does this matter to them? What's in it for them? How does it impact their challenges, their goals, their quality of life?
So it always has to answer that unspoken question, why should I care?
Exactly. Frame it in terms of their benefit, their relevance. That's what pulls people in and keeps them listening. It's not manipulation. It's just aligning with how we naturally process information. We prioritize what affects us.
Wow, okay. This deep dive, it really shifts the focus, doesn't it? Starting strong isn't just about having good slides. It's about invitation.
Yeah, inviting engagement, human engagement.
From dodging those easy mistakes to asking questions that matter, using surprise, and then crucially, opening up with authentic, personal stories.
And remembering that core idea, they need to trust you, to connect with you before the message fully lands. That's a huge takeaway.
So for you listening right now,
Yeah.
as you gear up for your next presentation, or maybe even just an important conversation, think about this.
What's your story?
Yeah. What personal experience, what moment related to your quality of life connects you deeply to this thing you need to share? How can you turn that into your grown-up once upon a time?
The thing that makes people lean in, trust you, and really want to hear the rest.
Finding that might just be the key. The key to unlocking that connection you're looking for.